just got the incubator cleaned up so I can put the next batch of eggs in here. So all I do is take it completely apart, and then I just use scalding hot water and the sprayer on my sink just to clean it out really good. You can use vinegar if you want to, and I've seen some people use like the blue Listerine if you want to do that, but I just use hot water, and it's worked for me so far. Last time I hatched eggs, which was last weekend, I hatched 21 out of 24, so I think that's a pretty good hatch rate. Best one I've ever had. So apparently this method works. All right, so I've got this all cleaned up, and I went ahead this time to see if I can do something different with the humidity. I went ahead and put about 3/4 of a cup of water in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything back together and plug it up, let it sit overnight before I put the new eggs in, and try and get everything regulated. So we want the temperature to be 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And last time my humidity was only at 30% most of the time. Sometimes I could get it up a little bit higher, but it stayed right around 30. So I'm not going to worry too much about it this time, but from what I read, it needs to be right around 44 to 45. So we'll see if adding water before I add the eggs and everything helps. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this together and set the timer and everything, and I'll come back and show you how to do that. So I got the lid on. I didn't clean the lid. It looks okay. It might have some water spots and things like that, but I got it on there. And here is our power cord, and you can see it says power supply and egg turner, so it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that in. You'll hear that beep, and you can also hear it running. And then this is actually attached to it, to the egg turner, or to the incubator. So that is your egg turner. Stick that in there. Alrighty, and you can see right now our temperature is 75 and our humidity is at 97, which that is definitely going to change. It's still hot from where I just used the scalding hot water. I didn't dry it off or anything, so I'm just going to let it do its thing for now. And we'll go ahead and check and see if the egg turner is working. So to do that, you push the plus and minus sign together. I'll show you. See it moving? So that just lets you know your egg turner is working. Once we get everything regulated and I get ready to put the eggs in there, then I'll come into the menu, and you see we're at day 0. We'll go ahead and put it to 18, but right now I don't want to change it until I get everything ready to go where it needs to be. We're at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 95 degrees humidity. So I'm going to go ahead and open the vent just to let some of that out, and we'll see how it settles out. But it's going to sit at least overnight, probably overnight and half of the day tomorrow. I'd really like it to wait until about Wednesday to put my eggs in, because if I do that, then they'll hatch on the weekend when I'm here. But I may go ahead and put them in tomorrow. We'll see what happens, but I need to get them in as soon as possible because I got orders to fill. But I also want to be here when they hatch, so we'll see which way I decide to go, but most likely I'll put them in tomorrow. All right, so we're at 82.5 now and 96. So we're just gonna let this sit and leave it alone, and we'll come back before we put the eggs in, and I'll show you guys how to set the date and show you how I put the eggs in. This is an egg turner in here for chickens. I don't have the one for quail. So last time, like I said, I had the 24 eggs. I was able to double up some of the spots so that I could have 2 eggs in each little turner. You can see they're pretty good size for quail eggs anyway. It didn't seem to hurt anything. I think the reason the last 3 didn't hatch were they were the last ones I picked up. Now this is just a guess, but I thought maybe they would be the last ones I put in, and I didn't let them sit long enough to kind of settle out. But it could be the 3 that I had in here that didn't get turned well enough, or it could just be 3 that weren't fertilized or weren't going to hatch. So there's no way of actually knowing. So I'm just going to do what I did last time and put the eggs in the way I did. So I'll have 24 in here. This is our other small incubator. We only put 8 eggs in there because that's what I had, and I just wanted to see how this incubator did. It goes on lockdown tomorrow, so I'm going to see how the hatch rate turns out on this one. These are all going to my cousin. She wanted 6, but there's 8 in there, so we're going to hope at least 6 hatch. So I would like to wait and see how this one does, how these hatch, and then I would just put the 21 in here because that's how many eggs it holds, and then put the rest in this one. But if this one does hatch well enough, I may just hold out and put it like another dozen in here. All right, so we're at 86, 87 degrees and 97, so our humidity's staying pretty high, but it's still really hot in here because I use scalding hot water to clean it, so I'm not worried about the humidity right now. And if I need to, I can always dump some water out and let it sit for another day. But that's our update for now. I'll come back when we actually get ready to add the eggs and show you how I put them in there, and we'll set the date for 18 days, and we'll put this one on lockdown tomorrow, and I'll show you how to do that.